What's poppin'? It's your girl Sis So Nasty, and I'm back with another video. Today we're gonna do the unpopular opinions Teen Mom edition. The first one is Huggies or Pampers. I personally say Huggies. Pampers are so overrated. They are not as good as everybody think they are. Huggies, they're just perfect. Like he don't break out. They don't leak. They come with more in a pack. I do use Pamper baby wipes because they're so smooth and I just love them. 2, letting your baby cry it out. Now, why the hell is my baby crying? Because no, I cannot stand when people are just like, oh, just let him cry it out. No, Miss Susie, I am not just gonna let my baby cry it out because clearly something is wrong with my child. Now, there are times where you could tell the difference between D2 crying and just whining. If they just whining, you can let them do what they do. But if they crying, I'm not finna let my kid just cry it out. Fuck what Miss Susie said. Number 3, formula or breastfeed. I know everybody's gonna say, oh my God, you already know that breastfeeding is the best thing for your kid. No, it's not. My son is just as healthy as anybody else's kid who is breastfed. And my son was never breastfed a day in his life. Sorry that my boobs didn't produce milk until my son was about 2.5 weeks old. So if my son's already on formula, then I'm going to keep letting him drink that formula. 4, putting your child in front of the TV. Now, I always hear people debate about this, talking about, don't let your child watch TV, don't let your child. Listen, I put D2 in front of the TV. And only because sometimes I need a break. Sometimes I need to just breathe. And that is the only reason I put him in front of the TV. Now, I can see if you mean like your kid can go outside or sit in there and watch TV. Make your kid go outside. And we had to go outside when we was little. Make your kid go outside. Putting my child in front of the TV for 15-20 minutes, letting him watch his show is not a big deal. Number 5, do you think cuddling your baby at the age 1 is still necessary? I'll cuddle my baby at the age 14 if he lets me. There's no limit to where you can't cuddle your baby. Number 6, epidural or no. Girlfriend, if you want to get your epidural, get your epidural. Be like, oh, you didn't do it natural.
Bullshit, he came out my coochie.
Number 7, having a baby young makes you no less than a mom. I cannot stand when people are like, you had a baby so young, you don't know what you're doing, you're not capable of being a mom. Da, da, da. My son has what he needs, what he wants, more than what he needs, and more than what he wants. So where's the issue? He's taken care of, fed, bathed, everything. My son got it all. So what makes me less of a mom than a 45-year-old woman? It's not. It's who you are as a person. If you raising that baby the right way, you capable of being a mama. Number 8, you should not date a mom or a dad if you cannot accept the kid. I can't stand when I see someone with somebody, but they bitch at the person for being around their kid. Like, how you gonna be with somebody who has a kid, but you don't want to be around the kid? You don't want them to see their own kid. Like, that don't make no sense. Don't date them if you can't accept the kid too. The baby always comes with, so there's no getting rid of the baby. Bringing different men and women around your kid. Don't do it. You're messing your kid's head up. It's not cute. It's not attractive. Other moms are gonna judge you. And it's just not something you should do. You should not be having every time Dick and Harry around your child. That's a no-go. I don't give a shit. Smoking around your kid. One of my biggest pet peeves is when I see somebody smoking in the car with their kid. If I see someone smoking around their kid, anything, it don't matter. I don't give a shit if it's a jewel pen. Why are you smoking around that baby? There is no reason you should be smoking around a baby, or you shouldn't smoke at all. Don't smoke if you gotta smoke around your kid. Who do that? Whoopings are not abuse. I hear about this all the time. all the time. It's not abuse. Whoop your child. Generation needs a ass whoop. Abusing is when you beating your kid uncontrollably. Whooping is when you pop his ass and he learns. Just because you're a teen mom does not make me your friend. Like, Cheryl, I didn't like you before you had a baby. What makes you think I like you now that you have a baby? That doesn't make us friends just because you got a baby and I got a baby. No. If your kid is sick, don't bring it around my kid. One of my things is when we at the doctor's office, or even when I have people come over. I'm not even going to say no names, but they kid be sick and they let their kids put all these toys in their mouth, and now my child's sick because my child's putting the same toy in his mouth. Like, come on, get your shit together. Just because you aren't with the father or the mother of your child does not mean that baby don't need both of you. I faithfully believe that if the father is a good father and the mother is a good mother, they both need to be in the child's life. Regardless of what they got going on with each other, they both supposed to be in that baby's life. That baby needs a mom and a dad, no matter what. And that's just how I feel. I grew up in a shitty situation, so I would never want my kid to do that. Never have to go through the same thing I went through. Stop cussing at your kids. It's disgusting. Your kid is not just a toy. Your kid ain't just somebody off the road that you can just cuss at and tell them shut the hell up because you're mad. You speak to that baby how you want that baby to speak to you. You want your baby to come up to you, shut the hell up. You gonna beat the baby, now you got a charge. I basically just said this, but don't let your kid put toys in their mouth that's at the WIC office or at the doctor's office, because that's nasty. Other kids have put their mouth and hands on it too. Letting your kid talk to you however they want, I think is very disrespectful. It makes me cringe whenever I go in a store or when I go out in public and I see somebody my age talking to their mom like they ain't shit. Like, it's not cute. You're supposed to respect your parents, respect your elders, and I just feel like you should be able to put your foot down if your kid's going to talk to you any type of way. Basically goes with what I just said. Manners is a must. You got to have manners. Manners is a must. It's not cute when you don't have no manners. It's just, in life, you got to have manners. So teaching your kid manners early, the newborn stage was easiest. The newborn stage was just so peaceful and easy. He didn't require so much attention. And it was, I was able to do so much more during that. But this stage is so much more fun. D2 cracks me up all day long. He's my best friend. He laughs about everything I do. Even if I'm not even funny, he laughs at me. So he does stuff and it just makes me laugh. Like, he learns stuff every day. And it's crazy to see how kids develop that sense of humor. Babies aren't cheap, but they're not as expensive as I thought they was. And that's just facts. They are not cheap, but they're not expensive as everybody says they are. Because I said so is just fine. Always negotiating with your child, it's not always the best thing. Sometimes you just gotta tell them just because. Just because you do everything you do for your kid and you give your kid everything they want does not make your kid spoiled. I get this all the time. Your baby's spoiled because you do everything for him. Your baby's spoiled because you buy him anything he wants. Your baby's spoiled because you hold him all the time. Your baby's spoiled. My baby is spoiled because he wants to be spoiled. My baby is not spoiled because of the things I do for him. If I'm able to do those things for him, then why are you bitching about it? Making your child walk, crawl, sit up, talk, eat, anything. Don't. They will do it when they're ready. Like, I had so many people because my son was early. My son was early, so he's developing a little more slower. And everybody's like, you need to make that boy walk. He's one already, you need to make him walk. Well, first of all, what am I supposed to do? Just stand him up and be like, walk? No. They're milestones. They will catch on when they're ready. Not using medication on your kid. Oh my God, I hear parents all the time, I don't use medicine. I don't use medicine. Well, why you don't use medicine? Because I bet you your mama gave you medicine. Why you don't use medicine if it's made to make people feel better? I could get if your kid was a newborn coming home from the hospital, you don't want to give them no medicine. That's understandable. And there's even like natural oils and stuff that you can put on your baby to make your baby heal. It's not always have to be medication through the mouth. It's a joke when grandparents ask for money to watch their grandkids. Not my situation. None of his people asked me for money, nothing like that. But I have had my friends, I've had people close to me be like, my mom won't watch the baby because she wants $50 for 4 hours. And I'm just like, why? Like, it breaks my heart to know that the grandparents this generation are totally different from my grandparents. Like, my grandparents do everything for me. Everything for me. The generation of these grandparents is crazy. It's crazy. They don't do nothing for their grandkids. Circumcision. My son's circumcised. All the rest of my kids that are boys will be circumcised. And that's just it. He's circumcised, and that's how I feel. This is one of my biggest topics that I hate talking about. I do not like talking about circumcision. I don't like it. It's just one of my biggest things. I don't like talking about it. Don't want to get on the topic. I'm not going to get on the topic. I'm not going to speak no more about it. That's just how I feel. And I don't bash no mom who doesn't get their kids circumcised. That is completely up to you. I don't care. Like, it's fine. It's cool if you don't, and it's cool if you do. Cultures in certain races and stuff like that, they don't clip the penises. But car seat safety, I don't give a shit. It's your kid. That's what you do. Personally, me, myself, I like to make sure his straps are where they need to be. I like to make sure he's facing the right way. I like to make sure all of that. Breastfeeding in public is acceptable. If you don't want to see her breastfeed, leave. If you don't, like, that baby got to eat, and if she got to pull her titty out, then she gonna pull her titty out. Now, personally, me, sis, go slang them titties, boo. Rip them titties wide open and feed that baby. I personally don't care. But I know how the world is, and a lot of people do judge just because women do that. But honest to God, I think it's acceptable. Rip your titty out whenever you want your titty out, and feed your baby whenever and wherever you are. Time out and spanking. Like I said before, it's discipline. What else are you gonna do? Give that baby 5 minutes of time out and pop them on their ass. Wick. Number 31. 31. Wick. I have wick. If you can get wick. It helps so much. So if you can get wick, I advise you to go get wick. Just because it's wick does not mean anything. Does not mean you ain't got money. Don't mean none of that. Just because you get wick. Wick is here to help you. Wick is here to make sure that the baby eats. So if you could take advantage of that, why wouldn't you want wick? Sleeping schedule or napping whenever. Everybody has told me you need to get that boy on a sleeping schedule. He needs to be on a sleeping schedule. He sleeps all day and then he keeps you up all night. But that's his dad's schedule. A schedule. I don't have a schedule, so why does my son have to have a schedule? He can sleep when he wants to sleep, eat when he wants to eat, and that's that. Thank y'all for watching. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, and turn on them notification bells.